Welcome to 2026. Welcome to not only 2026, but also the first video that I'm shooting in the studio, which is kind of wild that we're here. Excuse the janky mic setup. I just wanted to get a mic as close to my mouth as possible without holding it like the kids do, because it's super echoey in here still. Studio is going to be a work in progress for a while, but we're here. We can shoot in it now, which feels good. I'm excited to get going on that. I thought I'd do like a little recap video of our year because it was a super fun year. Not only were we busy as we always are, but a lot of like different things this year and a lot of like changes and steps forward and things. Kind of a lot happened this year. I didn't even realize how much happened until I sat down to think about it. And I thought I'd throw it out there for anybody who's interested to see what we're up to this year, because being as busy as we weren't super active for posting on things, and it's so hard. The social media game is so hard to keep up with. So starting off in January 2025, this day, the day that I'm filming this video, we filmed a little bit of family life BTS. We're making like some blueberry pancakes or something, I think. And we're a week away from having Oslo, our newest addition to the fam. So January, we were tied up in all things diapers, new baby things, trying to survive. We had help from my mom, thankfully, for the first couple of weeks, which I don't know how we would have gotten through that without her. So thank you, Mom. February, once we had gotten through the crazy newborn trenches, I had finished up editing a wedding I'd shot in December in Mexico, which is some of the coolest footage I've ever shot, some of my favorite. The video is down below if you want to check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's so sick. And then pretty much started just planning ahead for the year and wrapped up the backlog and had a bunch of consultations, which just seemed to be ongoing. It's funny looking through the calendar last year, basically every spare moment was like a consultation or meeting with somebody about their upcoming wedding and stuff. So a lot of that in February too. March started off with a lot of prep for the art conference put on here in Vancouver by the good man Sachin Kona. I got asked to speak at that, so there was a lot of work involved there. I think that's when I was just starting. And then we were playing a lot of catch up with hanging out with the friends and the family. As any of you in the wedding industry knows, it's so hard to catch up with the friends and the fam, basically during wedding season, and then having a baby on top of that in January right after. It was hangout time and everybody wanted to come see the new baby. On top of all that, that's also when we started having more time to fulfill the mentorships that we had booked, which was cool. So we had a few of those. I also started a brewery shoot for a couple who was building a brewery before their wedding to get married in, which was really rad. That was a super fun time. I also started shooting a little tattoo mini doc for John and Teal Aubrey. They have like a really cool story and a lot of cool insights on things, which it's out now if you want to check it out on Instagram or YouTube. Also, to finish off March, we got to shoot the second part of Steph and Marcus's wedding, which was cool. I think it was September earlier in the year. I got to go up in a helicopter with them and shoot them doing their vows with their kiddos. And they wanted to keep it a secret and surprise everybody during their ceremony, which is super cool because they're both in the wedding industry. Steph is a wedding planner and Marcus is a chef. So to see everybody's faces when they played it at the ceremony instead of them coming down the aisle was pretty cool to see, as well as our work blown up, bigger than life, was pretty awesome. So that was a great way to finish off the month. And then in April, that's when the art conference happened. So all of the prep leading up to then was awesome. And I can't tell you, if you haven't been to an art conference before in Vancouver, it's incredible. It's geared towards photographers and it's so inspiring every single time, just hearing people's insight on things and hearing people's stories and just being in a room with so much talent and so many people that are like-minded and totally get where everybody else is coming from, and meeting new people and just connecting with people from other places and stuff and building friendships. It's a pretty spectacular thing that Sachin's put together. So if you haven't been, I highly recommend going. It's the best. And then post-ARC, we're squeezing in some more friend hangs before we get too busy. Then it was our wedding anniversary, which is always a good time, and more consultations. And then we shot another wedding, which was Aaron and Ashley's at Fraser River Lodge. Haven't posted that one yet, but it's coming. It's got a super cool twist on it that I'm stoked on, so stay tuned for that one. In May, I squeezed in a couple more shoots for the tattoo doc, as well as trying to get as much done around the house as possible before, again, we get busy with the wedding season. And so I fixed like our fence in our backyard that's been needing fixing for a long time. Part of it anyways. There's still more that needs to be done, but worked on that. And then squeezed in a bunch more friend hangs. Then in June, we started off the month with a camping trip, which we always try to do at the beginning of every year just to get things going. And one of our own weddings, as well as a couple weddings with the good buddy Mac at Hello Tomorrow Films. We help each other out quite a bit. So throughout the season, we're shooting for each other, which is great and keeps us busy the whole time. And also we get homie hangs all summer long, and moms get to hang out with the kids more, which is super sick. And then July, full swing, 3 of our own weddings, boom, 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 trying to edit in between. And then in August, same thing, a few more fun weddings of our own, as well as working on the tattoo doc some more. And I got to fly to Toronto and hang out with the homies Jay and Mac with Jay and Mac Filmed and shoot a wedding with them. And Orlando Cano from Storybook Films. Had like the best time. I've never got to experience anything like that, basically just working for a week straight, shooting all day, hanging out with the friends, editing in between and stuff. It was a good time. Highly recommend 10 out of 10. September, we had a pretty heavy month planned. Basically, every wedding was like a mini destination. The first weekend was a multi-day wedding that ended up getting canceled a couple weeks before. So we ended up taking that opportunity, I guess, to have a family weekend, which we hadn't had for a while. I'd been out of town working for a while and then was about to be out of town working for a while again. So it was nice to have that little strictly family hangout time. And then the next few weeks was out of town up in Whistler on the island. And that was basically September. It was kind of a big blur. And then October, right back up to Whistler for a multi-day wedding. And then a couple weeks later up to Banff. I got to shoot there for the first time, so that was a treat. And that's the final wedding of the year I have to edit, so stay tuned because it's a banger. It's pretty sick. And then on top of the 2 weddings, started a cycling piece that I'm hoping to finish up by the end of this month, which is cool. So stay tuned for that also. November, full out editing mode, trying to recoup from the year, getting our energy back, doing the things around the house that got neglected, and then my truck broke down and cost a lot of money, so we got a new car. That was basically November. So December, I'm just going to read off my phone because I won't be able to remember it all. But I started a shoot with the good friends Chris and Sam from Isle Oak Photography, started our studio reno, more mentorships, met up with a guy in Vancouver for a project that I'm going to be starting at the end of this month that I'm very excited about. I was a guest on another podcast, our hot water tank, and then there's some more behind the scenes things that are coming soon that we're not announcing yet or talking about. So stay tuned for those. So yeah, I'm just about finished editing for the year. Got like a little bit left on the final one, and we'll be posting that and catching up on posting all of the ones that we haven't yet. Feels like we've been pretty quiet on here lately, but amongst all of those things going on, we've been working on a lot of other things behind the scenes too. Some cool collabs, some other cool projects, things we haven't announced yet or talked about too much. So I hate to say stay tuned again, but there's a lot coming. So excited to show you all that. So I just wanted to hop on here and do a quick not so quick recap video, and wanted to thank you all for following us and for working with us and for trusting us to tell your stories. It's been a good time.